or Marge getting drunk on Friday nights, it was by far one of the most interesting dialogues I have read in a while. The hype surrounding this magical indie game is real. At launch day, it has already made it to the list of top-selling games on Steam, and many players who are craving a nostalgic farming experience are currently getting their hands on Fields of Mistria's early access version. But what exactly makes this game just so good? What content is already included, and is it worth playing immediately? In this video, I'm going to tell you what you can expect from Fields of Mistria's early access version before getting your hands on it yourself. A big thanks goes to NPC Studio, who have made this possible by granting me an early review copy. Fields of Mistria is a spiritual successor to the farm sim RPGs of the late 90s, such as Harvest Moon SNES, in which we build the farm of our dreams as we discover magic, romance, and adventure. Think of it like a modern Stardew Valley, but add cute pastel shades and lots of magical girl Sailor Moon vibes. It is obviously a very charming pixel art game with beautiful character sprites that are simply irresistible, to the point that a few players can even make up their mind about which one of the 12 marriage candidates to romance. And yet there are already petitions out there that ask for even more to become dateable. With its strong emphasis on story richness, character interactions, and evoking a feeling of community and nostalgia, Fields of Mistria has drawn a lot of attention to both long-term fans of the Story of Seasons franchise as well as new farming sim lovers and Stardew Valley stans. I think I have never been this obsessed with a farming sim like I have been with Fields of Mistria, and that is saying a lot. We get to dive into Mistria with our very own customizable character who is desperately needed after a devastating earthquake that left parts of the town destroyed. And as we would hope from every farming sim, there is not only farming, but also magic, decorating, fishing, bug catching, mining, archaeology, and combat. I really liked how the game eases us into these mechanics step by step, and it never felt like we were hit with unskippable, boring tutorials. I am usually someone who is very impatient and doesn't enjoy the grind of farming, but the farming mechanics in Mistria felt very efficient and quick to use, and it just adds a fun little twist that we will also be able to use magic to make our life easier. But there are many more quality of life elements that make the game so satisfying, such as the shops being open all around the clock, we can track where the townies are on the map at all times, we can craft with items directly from our storage, we have extra mobility thanks to the jumping, swimming, and diving mechanic, and we can see which items we have already donated to the museum. Of course, there's also cooking, crafting, and foraging, but the great thing is that we get immediate access to all these features, because even if we don't have our own kitchen or forge yet, we can just be plain rude and use other people's possessions and crafting benches. The mechanics in this game are just so smooth and satisfying that I always found myself wanting to make more and more progress. It felt incredibly rewarding to hit any milestones, because the game has multiple systems that ensure a sense of achievement, like quest lines that tie into the story, the town rank that we level up to restore Mistria, or the Essence skill tree that grants us a range of handy perks to make our farm life even easier. And it was very fun to collect bugs or plants for the museum and get little reward items in return, such as cosmetic items to wear for our character completely free of charge. Everything in Mistria just feels so polished and streamlined that it was incredibly satisfying to play. Obviously, the marriage candidates are irresistible and have their own little quirks that make them so likable. We have the sweet cottagecore girl, the grumpy boy with a soft core, the chaotic step-on-me lady, the sweet-loving archaeology nerd, and so many more. The variety of character dialogues was pretty remarkable, because I didn't notice any single repetition so far, and they would never repeat the exact same lines. I first assumed we would talk to everyone one once a day, but it turns out that a new dialogue is triggered each single time the NPC is changing their location or activity while they are going about their day. And the amount of dialogue lines and mini cutscenes has deeply impressed me. The townies each have their own schedules, they even meet up with each other and have little conversations that we can witness. They even comment on recent events that have happened in town or discuss another townie's behavior. My absolute favorite social event was the weekly D&D Dragons and Drama event, where everyone would meet at the Sleeping Dragon Inn to play together every Friday night. But the Saturday market was also pretty fun. All the attention to little details and the mini events in town really strengthened the feeling of community in Mistria, and it was absurdly fun to observe how everyone's relationship dynamics are. The characters in Mistria all feel incredibly alive, and as if everyone is going about their own lives. If it is Juniper poisoning us with her potions just to offer us a healing bath afterwards, or March getting drunk on Friday nights, it was by far one of the most interesting dialogues I have read in a while. The writing in Mistria is immaculate, and I legitimately did not expect to be so invested in the characters. Fields of Mistria is currently planned to be in early access for roughly 1 year, with regular content updates planned along the way. Keep in mind, specifically if you care about romance events, because Mistria is still not a complete game yet, and it could be worth picking up later if you're the type to binge play your way to a candidate's heart immediately, since we won't be able to see any heart events beyond level 4 yet, and marriage as well as children are yet to come. But if you are okay with thoroughly enjoying it at a slower pace, I think it would be really great to pick up the game right now, as there is plenty of content to enjoy already, with more to come as we play, such as new biomes, quest lines, additional festivals, the ability to own pets and mount them, more cosmetics and decorative items. I am having such a blast with Mistria, and it definitely has the potential to become my favorite farming sim of all times. But that's everything from me. Have a lovely day, my friends, and see you in the next video.